All right, as promised, I'm going to show you how to do the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix. There's actually a really cool application I hope I can show you on these. And I don't know if we'll do it in the regular class, but we might. It's not hard. It's just a cool little application. All right, so let's talk about determinants. Now, in the determinant of a 2 by 2, we did this little cross product thing, right? So if I went and tried to do a cross product and got this diagonal and this diagonal, I would be missing some numbers. This -5, -1, 0, -2. So there is a creative way to do a determinant for a 3 by 3. What you want to do is we're going to just take it out of these brackets and actually put it in what is known as determinant notation. And it looks like this. And it just means you make it look more like absolute value bars. It's really not that important, honestly. I'm just trying to explain to you why I'm writing it differently. And then what I want you to do is recopy the first two columns outside of that matrix. Hopefully we'll be back here. Here we go. I have no idea why this thing looks like it's shorting out on me, but I'm just going to try to work through it. Okay. I'm going to use some different colors here because this will be useful. All right, so what we want to do is this. If you'll watch, it won't be that bad. We're going to use the diagonals, but we're going to use more than one. So we want this diagonal right here, the first full diagonal of three numbers that you can find from left to right. Okay, then we're going to use the second diagonal, which are these three. Then the third diagonal. So for 3 by 3 determinants, we need 3 diagonals. Okay, and here's what I want you to do. I want you to try to do some multiplication in your head, so please be careful. It's dangerous when we start doing that, isn't it? All right, so let's multiply these. So that's 1 times -1 times -5. That's a positive 5, right? Plus, we're going to add to it the product of the next diagonal. So -5 times -2 is 10, times 2 is 20. So there's the product of the second diagonal numbers. And then 2 times -1 times 0. Don't think any more about that. There's a 0 in the row, column, or diagonal, excuse me. It's over, okay? So we want to hold on to those numbers. And you could go ahead and add those together if you want to. That's 25. All right, now similarly in the 2 by 2, we did the diagonals and then minus, we did the cross product of the first diagonal minus the second. So we are going to subtract here still, but we've got to figure out what the products of the other diagonals are going to be. So let's see if I can get either a pen color or a highlighter. I'm going to try a highlighter. Okay, so this diagonal, and this diagonal. All righty, so let's multiply those numbers, and we're going to add all of those products together. All righty, here we go. 2 times -1 times 2, I believe that is a -4 plus 0. There's a 0 in the diagonal. I'm not even going to think any more about it because it's a 0. And then -5 times 1, which is 5, times -5 is -25. So we got a -4 plus 0 plus -25. That's -29. And remember, it's still subtraction. So what happens with these is they get actually added together. So if we add these together, we'll get 54. So the determinant, I'm going to call it matrix A, is 54. So there's a 3 by 3 for you. Let's see if I got space to squeeze in one more. All right, so to save a little space, I am going to go ahead and transfer these first two columns over on the right-hand side. That is my little doggy. He's telling me my child's running through the house, so that's sweet. All right, so we're going to do the diagonals from the left first. So that diagonal, this one, and this one. So let's get those three. Actually, I think it might be better if I use the pen on that, actually. Those highlighters all running together, isn't it? So 4 times 1 times 5 is 20. All right, then let's do -5 times -2 times -5. That's 10, and negative 5 makes a negative 50. I'm sorry, my handwriting is messy. I do not like this. All right, and then 1 times 4 times negative 1. That should be a negative 4. Y'all agree with me on that? All right, so let's add all those up. So 20 minus 50 technically is negative 30. Minus 4, that's a negative 34. All right, that's what we got for the first half. Let's see if we can squeeze this other half in. All right, so we're going to go this way now. We're going to do this diagonal. So negative 5 times 1, that is a negative 5, plus negative 1 times negative 2 times 4. That is a positive 8. And then 5 times 4